Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Michael Martin, the CEO of the NWFA, the National Wood Flooring Association. Michael, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Kemp?
I'm good. Your NWFA Expo, which is this week in Milwaukee, and I wanted to give the folks a rundown on the show. Before we get to that, though, we just finished our annual report, and we were comparing in that May issue the 22-year versus the 21-year in revenue. That looks like the wood business started out really strong in the first part of 22 and then kind of fizzled out and ended up being down in revenue, according to our estimates, about 10%, while the overall flooring business was up 3% in revenue. So wood was not down the worst, but down some, but I think mostly because the housing market slowed down when interest rates went up. And this is a big builder surface. So it's not like we're down where we were in 19. It's still relatively strong, but just not as strong as it has been, right?
Yeah, I think everybody's feeling the crunch of the interest rates going up and the housing market coming down. I mean, if you look at the mortgage banking business, you'll see a lot of layoffs that happen there. And, we're almost 100% home building or residential market. So wood is a little bit different than the other surfaces in that regard. Doesn't get used a lot in commercial spaces other than, bars and hotels and a few accessory places like that. But I do think most of it really is tied to housing. And we had some cost increases as well. But we also came off of 2 years of really good years with people being in their homes with COVID and really going for the real thing and going for wood. So I don't think there's a concern about the demand as much as there's just a shift in the market.
Yeah. One interesting statistics that we gathered from all this study last couple of weeks before we did this issue is the imports are down 20.8% and domestic is up 5%. So a little bit of a shift there toward domestic production.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a big part of that is just the supply chain issues that everyone's had with stuff coming in across the water. And, we're starting to see a lot of things being held in ports and being re-inspected now on some of the other flooring products that are imported as well. So I think, domestic demand is a reflection of a lot of different things there.
Mm-hmm. So what do you hear about the first quarter of 23? Is it continuing the same softness right now?
Yeah, we haven't seen anything happen with interest rates, and I think that really is a key. Home building, obviously, and residential improvement are big areas as we talked about. So until we see that kind of drop, we really don't anticipate much more of a shift up.
We're hearing the home builder market is picking up a little bit as far as them going ahead and putting concrete in. So, wood's the last thing that goes in. So hopefully we'll see more strength in the fourth quarter of this year.
Yeah, I think it's not necessarily a bad thing for there to be a healthy opportunity for people to catch up over the last couple of years. Everybody's kind of been running at warp speed and not had enough people to do what they needed to do. And now we can kind of look at the market fresh and say, well, this is what we really need to serve it and get some of the operational issues taken care of that have happened over the last couple of years.
All right, so you start your show tomorrow, but you've got a meeting tonight. Just to remind people, this show is kind of a craftsman show. It's where a lot of the people who earn their living focused in the flooring business, they come. It's not really a selling show, although a lot of the brands come and support the fact that there are some installers that are there that are doing some training. And it's both education, a trade show, and an annual meeting, right?
That's correct. We kind of do everything all at once. And primarily, even with the trade show elements, this is all about relationship building, and it's about seeing your peers and your friends. And the nice thing about the wood flooring business, especially for the contractors, is that they get together with their peers once a year, and they're non-competitors, so they can really share information and really talk about their businesses and learn from each other, in addition to the technical pieces.
Do you have a theme this year?
Yeah, our theme is Make It Happen, and we're in Milwaukee, and that's the home of Harley Davidson. Tonight, we're going to kick off everything with the opening party at the Harley Davidson Museum, which is really very cool. Bostic's giving away a Harley, so we've got some exciting things going on. That kind of themed us with Make It Happen, which is part of the Get Your Motor Running, Had It on the Highway song, if you remember that. We'll have a lot of Harley theming going on around the show. It's an exciting show. We're going to talk tonight in our opening session. We have some exciting news with the Real American Hardwood Coalition. We just signed a contract with the Magnolia Network with Chip and Joanna Gaines to do consumer marketing there. So the original program will see us reach about 92 million consumers over the next 6 months with our initial program. And then we're fundraising to carry that forward now to have a long-term message out there for a long time about the value of wood. We're part of the Real American Hardwood Coalition, which is 30 associations that have come together to promote the value of hardwood as a material, construction material overall. But obviously, flooring is, when you say hardwood, people think flooring. So we have a real opportunity there with promotion within the show, and we'll be looking for some product highlights and things like that from some of our manufacturer partners that are in the program. So we'll be working with the channel to do some highlights that have them talking about real American hardwood, and then follow that up with some advertising of our own to really promote the value.
I know there's also an announcement this week about Taylor Adhesive offering a lifetime warranty if you use your certified installers, right?
That's correct. So this seems to be the year for leveraging NWFA partnerships in a variety of ways around our certification program. So Taylor this morning announced their new program, which basically says if you use an NWFA certified professional for your installation, that you have a lifetime warranty. So that's a real incentive to become certified. It certainly helps us, and that really is a testament to the value that they put in the program to make a warranty like that. We've got some other partnerships that are happening too. We just signed an agreement with Angie. Our certified professionals get a 5% discount on leads, and our regular members get a 3% discount. So again, there's some incentive to become certified there. Floor Cloud is also announcing a discount, especially for members of NWFA, and an additional membership or an additional percentage for certified professionals here at the show. And then we have our Roomvo relationship, which is basically websites. We have two versions, one for members and one for certified professionals who have some additional values explained, where basically we build the template for them and show the value proposition of being certified. And that kind of plays off of our Real Wood, Real Life campaign, where the content is really derived from that. So that's carrying that message further with our own member websites.
So, I was just at the covering show 2 weeks ago, and the attendance there was a little bit better than what we saw in 19. So is that what you're anticipating as well?
We're anticipating we'll be close to 19 numbers. We were in Tampa in 2019, and that was our largest attended show in probably the last decade. So coming out of pre-COVID, if we could be at 95% of where we were in Tampa, I think we'll be doing really well. And I think we're going to hit those numbers, but it is a little bit chilly here in Milwaukee, which isn't necessarily bad. That means people will stay on the show floor and not go out to the lake. Milwaukee is really built for our group. We fit like a glove in the convention center. We're the only thing there, so we kind of own the town for a couple of days. And it's beer brats and all kinds of German food. So everybody has a good time when they come to Milwaukee.
Let's go back to one more topic you mentioned just a minute ago. Chip and Joanna Gaines, they like to promote natural products, don't they? As opposed to like the Property Brothers, they're just as satisfied putting in the faux products. You actually do get a good push from the Gaineses, don't you?
Absolutely. Chip and Joanna have a real loyalty to natural products as opposed to some of the other things, and it's a very environmental, sustainable choice. But also, Chip comes from the flooring industry, believe it or not. His father ran a flooring business, so he certainly knows the differences between the floors, and you see him actually involved in the renovation process a lot when there's wood being used in the house. And they typically do use wood when they're redoing the homes that they work on. The other thing that's really great for us is that, Chip and Joanna left HGTV and started their own network, Magnolia, which is owned by Discovery, which is a division of Warner. So it's a big professional operation, but they have the freedom then to stay in Waco and do all of their programming there and be with their children. And so the dedication that they have to the local community in Waco is really just unbelievable. And they've got, basically their own fan base that comes a couple of times a year. I was able to go to Silo Fest last year to meet with them and talk about what we could do with Real American Hardwood. And it's just amazing the loyalty that they have from their followers.
Okay, Michael. Well, I hope you have a great show. It's good to catch up with you. You've been talking to Michael Martin, the CEO of the NWFA, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.